YouTube, welcome back to the MOXEY Upgrade Part 2. It was a late night at the work shed last night, but we managed to get ourselves stripped down to the actual motor itself. We're going to take apart today the cog mechanism that is used to dump the body of the truck, and see if we can't get these rams here activating so that they will actually lift the tub rather than the cog mechanism at the back. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the content that we're making. If you can subscribe, that would be fantastic. A like and share. Drop your comments in there. I've had some really good comments over the time. The classic one, which was to clean my nails before I do close-up shots. Thank you very much for that. And we will get this underway. First of all, we're going to unscrew this section along here. So we've got this cover section here. We're going to remove this motor. We'll trace where this red and the white wire go to. We're then going to patch our wires into that connection so that we remain part of the whole circuit. And hopefully then when we activate, we should see these rams start to extend. If that is the case, then we're going to be all thumbs up, and we'll put it back together again and we'll start looking at the drive motor upgrade. Okay, so let's see what happens when we take this cover off and what sort of mechanism we've got inside there. So once again, using our handy dandy sonic screwdriver with the magnetic tip, we'll knock these nuts out. And we'll gently lift this top off, get that motor out of the way. Popped out quite easily, which was wonderful. There we are, and now we'll take this back casing off. I've never been to this section of the machine before, so it'll be very interesting. Coming out very easily, which is good. And what we are exposing is a quite complicated cog mechanism that's used to dump this truck. We got 6 cogs there plus a cog on the motor, so we should be able to simply remove that first cog, leaving everything else in place, and that will disable the cog mechanism and allow the rams to take over. And these little pieces can be used in other areas. I'll have a look and see whether or not I can possibly use those. They may come in handy if I'm looking to get in that second drive to the front jewels, and we'll see what happens with those. 2 of these trucks, so if I do destroy one, I can always use the other one, but I would like to successfully complete this one. As we pointed out before, we've got that stop button on this for shutting down and stopping the actuators from working. So that is connected to a small button here. That button goes through, and when the body comes back and hits that button, it actuates that and stops the actual motor from spinning and overspinning. Because we've changed the angle that the tub is going to be tipping on, we may have to make some adjustments to that pin so that it will activate correctly at the right time. So for now, the back of this motor, let's see what we've got here. So there's a little resistor there. We want to be careful not to destroy that when we're soldering. But it looks like we've got a red wire and a earth wire. So I'm going to strip down the first set of wires. We'll do a test. We'll just sit them onto the motor and see whether or not the actuator will pick up the signal from the controller. Alright, pop this one out here. Okay. And I'm going to put that one into my spare parts. May come in handy someday. These wires clipped and stripped. Extremely thin, the wires on these remote control vehicles. So is. And the lowest rating on my grade here is a 0.7s. Let's see if we can get that wire cover stripped without destroying the wire. We are amateurs here, guys, so there now. As you can see, it's a very thin wire that we're working with. Got my red for positive, black for negative. The other thing I need to be careful of as I'm putting this back together is I want to make sure that they both spin in the right direction, so I may have to reverse the polarity on one of them, but we'll see how it goes. And we will attach them to the positive and the negative there. I think I'll just temporarily attach them for now, so I'll just twist them on and see what it goes like. Okay, so we've got these hooked up now, 2 red wires to the positive terminal, and there they are there. They're just lashed around, not soldered on yet in place, and then the 2 black wires going across to the negative terminal. This is purely for a test to see whether or not we are actually completing the circuit. We'll just give it a little bit of a kick in there, and yes, we are seeing some movement. There we are. So we're getting a response from the rams from the original circuit, both sides. The only issue I can see is that, as I said earlier, we may need to change the polarity on one side so that they will both screw in the same direction at the same time. So at this stage, this one, when it is screwing out, that one is screwing in. So that's not too hard. We will just swap the wires over, put a black and red together on each side, and then connect up and complete the circuit. Now we'll go and do that for you. Okay, so after a bit of offline testing, we have worked out that the red wire from this side goes around, and we take the black wire from this side and around, and these 2 will connect onto this side of the wire and hopefully then jump into the circuit. These 2 will then go the opposite direction and they will link into that side of the circuit. So please don't be upset at me with my soldering skills. We are only just learning here. So what we will do is we're just going to preheat the wire with the soldering iron. Okay, so we have had some success. The initial idea was to reconnect to the positive and negative of the motor, but unfortunately my soldering skills are not that crash hot, so we didn't really get a good connection on these 2. And when we tested it, it failed. Even this motor wasn't working. So now we've gone for the direct approach. So we'll have directly connected the wires to the circuit. And with any sort of luck, we should see some movement. So let's fire this baby up. See if it will go. Okay, let's try up. Oh yes, we've definitely got some movement there. Throwing back down again. But we really need to make this work well is for it to be even. Okay, so we'll end this video here. We'll go for part 3. We'll be putting it all back together again, but I'm very happy we've been successful so far, guys. I hope you really enjoy these videos. Please subscribe, like, share it around. This is MOXEY out. Enjoy.